Welcome everybody out there to episode 86 of Sis and Big Pop's Culture. That's right. I am Big Pop's Todd Turner, also known as Mosaic Fan Art, and along on this lovely ride of mine for the last hours, not mine. I do not own this. The people own. Well, I don't know. I guess I do pay for the storage. Anyway,
You pay for our podcast. You pay for our podcasting hosting site. That's true.
there you go. As always, on this trip is the lovely, the one, the only.
Hi, sweet friends. My name is Hannah Joe, aka Sis, and together we are an adult daughter and father duo. We dive into all things geek, nerd, and fandom. Every episode is family friendly.
Do, 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 do. Family and friendly. All right.
Everyone. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you very much. Hannah, tell everybody what we do here.
Sweet friends, as per the usual, Pops and I are going to start out our time together chitter-chatting about nerd news to us, stuff that we think is fun and fresh and cool. We are also going to talk about what we've been binging. Pops is going to share his pull list with us, and we're going to review a film today. We're going to review the movie Argyle.
Argyle. That's right.
The
We are.
Apple TV Plus movie.
The execs, they paid us to talk about it.
Yeah.
No, absolutely did not.
They did not.
They don't
did
even
not.
know we exist.
The 6 HBO execs do, but
Which
Apple
I tell you what,
TV is
do you know what's so funny?
what?
Today at work, Tanya brought in one of those scandal sheets, like Us or Worldly, whatever.
Yeah.
And guess who's on the cover?
Who?
The guy that messaged me about the Hawk Hand and his wife. The guy off of Instagram.
Did he ever get back with you?
No.
Oh,
no.
He's having a hard time with his wife.
Yeah, and he started a new show. But I thought, this guy's everywhere. I've never heard of him in my entire life. And now he's on. I was like, look at this.
That's so funny. It's like when you're like looking to buy a car and you're like doing research about a car, and then when you're driving around, you see the car everywhere.
I've been looking at car.
And it's not that there's more of that car around, it's that you're paying better attention to it.
But I haven't seen more of the ones I've been looking at. So
well,
yeah.
Who
All right.
knows?
Well, let's just jump right into it. Wait, did we talk everything? There. Yeah. And occasionally I post things to YouTube and we download.
I do that at the very end.
Oh, sorry. Yeah. Okay. I'm just bringing it all back around.
You're getting ready.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Nerd News as we see it. Nerd News. To us. Hannah.
Yes.
Did you see the trailer?
I need you to know that I literally stopped everything that I was doing and watched it because I was like, Dad's going to ask me about it and I'm not going to have seen it.
So what we're talking about is the Deadpool Wolverine trailer, which is
the first thing is
not
Deadpool
safe for work.
Did you watch it at work?
Well, it doesn't say it. It's like a rated R trailer.
It doesn't say that it's the Red Band trailer. It just says
the trailer. I mean, they talk about every. I mean,
it's inappropriate.
The big word, some drug content
multiple times.
So now my friend Alan Shepard, who was with me for the comic convention, he'll send me some stuff every once in a while. And I didn't know that the trailer had dropped. I hadn't been paying attention, but he sent it to me and I thought it was hilarious.
It's going to be so funny.
And I texted him back. The Liefeld's Just Feet store was hilarious. So if you watch the trailer, there are so many little Easter eggs in it. At one point, they're walking in this building explodes behind them, and there's these shops. They're walking towards thing, and up in the corner it says Liefeld's Just Feet or something for feet. Rob Liefeld is the creator of Deadpool, and one of his biggest things that people have ragged on him about for ages is he doesn't know how to draw feet. Aww. His feet on his characters look itty bitty, really weird. So much so that in the last Deadpool movie, Ryan Reynolds' character actually says, "Who makes this story up? Probably somebody who doesn't even know how to draw feet." So and it
That's
Rob Liefeld,
funny.
it is funny. Did you notice the like uh it's like a hideout that they're in? It's like it looks like a big helmet opening.
Yeah, it looked
It's
like
Ant-Man's
Ant-Man.
skull.
It looked like Ant-Man, and then it looked like they were using sling rings.
Could have been. Oh, to go in and out of the
Yeah.
yeah.
They looked
And
like they were jumping, and I was like, are they jumping into a sling ring?
there were so many cameos in that. There was Azazel from First Class,
Mm,
Lady Deathstrike from X-Men 2, Pyro. Um, I mean, this movie is gonna be bonkers.
absolutely bonkers.
And the villain, do you know who the villain is? The bald lady? It's
Oh,
Cassandra
yes.
Nova. Nova, we
That's
talked about
yes.
this.
That's
The twin
yes. That
that
dies a lot.
Xavier ate in the womb.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
Yum.
weirdy. I'm shaking because I've got my computer up really tall. Yeah, okay.
Tasty.
So yeah, a lot of a lot of trailers came out.
A lot of hey, Dead Boy Detectives.
Okay, yeah,
Did you watch the trailer for it?
I have not. I saw that they are in an episode of the
Sandman?
Doom Patrol.
Oh, okay.
So they're DC Comics, the Vertigo brand, which is where
We
Sandman.
reviewed the Dead
Oh
Men.
yes, we did like
We
it was like
reviewed the
a
Dead Boy
anime type.
Detectives. Yeah, we reviewed one of their comics.
Yeah.
And it's they released the Netflix trailer, and the TV show is being released in 3 days, 2 days. It's being released
So
on the 25th of April.
this whole entire the way Netflix and Max does that does this confuses me
They just
because
I don't know who has
because
what.
it's owned by DC. I mean, Sandman universe. I don't.
I don't
It,
know.
it's weird how they do that, isn't it? Are you
But
gonna
it
watch
looked
it? You
really
think?
cool. I think I will watch it. I tried to watch Sandman, and it was a bit too
It's creep.
spooky.
It's
It
spooky.
was too spooky for me.
It's
And
pretty rough.
the trailer for the Dead Boy Detectives was Welcome to the Black Parade.
What is that?
The When I Was a Young Boy, My Father by
I
My
don't know
Chemical
that.
Romance. You don't know Welcome to
Oh
the Black Parade?
no, I'm an old
Oh
guy.
man. That was such a
I
cool
was
song when
literally
I was
told
in like
today. I was like, "It's my party, and I'll cry if I want to." Somebody was saying, it's my birthday, and I'll something else if I
that's
want to."
Melanie Martinez. Melanie
Okay,
Martinez sampled that in one of her songs.
and
Do you
change
remember
the
that girl with one color hair, the two colors of hair on The Voice? Like a
yes. Oh yeah, yeah,
long.
yeah.
She is like an actual singer now, and people are like, she has a cult following, and she has a "It's
Well,
my birthday" and I'll cry. Yeah.
it wasn't my birthday. It wasn't cry. It was something else. But anyway, I was told you got old music. So
Well, I saw something the other day, and it was when we were growing up in the 2000s.
and
The
me in the 70s.
and the music that you played for us
Mhm.
is like when I was a kid would be like me playing the music I listened to in the 2000s to the kids today.
Yeah, that's weird, isn't it?
Is that I and then I was like, am I old?
No,
Is
I
this what
am
being old feels like?
older, well, like a fine wine.
Mature. I'm a mature young lady.
You're crazy. Well, what else you got?
I only have one more thing.
Okay, well, I got some more stuff.
Okay, go.
Um, did you see the trailer for the new Lord of the Rings video game? We had talked
No.
about this.
The
We had
Hobbit
talked
video
about
game.
this. Yes, Tales of the Shire. So there is now a full video out. It's by the Weta Workshop. Most all Lord of the Rings type video games are all slash 'em, fight, battle,
I
but this
told
is
you that I
not.
wanted this to be like New Horizons. I wanted this to be like a farming, like
This is what
cutesy
this
little
is. It
game.
is. It says forage for friends, and it says decorate your house and explore Bywater. Tales of the Shire, what it means to live like a hobbit. So you garden and you make friends and I think the goal is to have this huge festival of Bywater is the end goal.
So it
So
literally is Hobbit,
Hobbiton.
Animal Crossing, New Horizons.
Yeah, that's what it
Because
is.
the end goal of Animal Crossing's New Horizons is to have a music festival on your island.
Nice. Really?
Yeah.
Have you ever gotten that far?
No.
No, you don't. You're
No.
not a hardcore player.
I'm not a
You're a
hardcore, and
sometimes player.
I'm be boo bopping between a couple different farming games right now.
Gotcha. Yeah.
And yeah, it's hard for me sometimes to allow myself to play video games the way that I want to.
Me too. I don't. I would play video games, and that would be all I would do.
Yes.
But there's other things I want to do and need to do more than I
Mm,
need to do. So,
yes.
and
And
it's the firstborn. We just feel like a responsibility to take care of everything.
so I read
Sorry.
or I make art.
I helped Amy hook up Hoopla on her. She went and got,
Hoopla!
they get 15 downloads of
Who are
Bath
they?
County, Bath County.
I bet you
Listen
could
to
get
me.
a
I'm like,
Bath County
Bath
one.
County, I'm going to try. And then I'll be able to get 15 and 11.
I only get 6.
See?
I only get
Wowzer.
6 downloads. Do you know how much it stinks to only get 6 Hoopla downloads?
I know. Oh, well.
I have
And that's more.
I
I've got some people that I
I
talk with on the
hoard them.
interwebs and they only get 3. Crazy.
I hoard them. I
Mhm.
got an email from Hoopla saying, "You have 2 more downloads." I'm like, "I'm waiting until April 29th because
And
the
then
Second Crescent City
blam, blam.
graphic audio book is
Gotcha.
supposed to come out on the 29th, and then I'm going to download it when it comes on to Hoopla."
Awesome.
Blam blam.
Um, so William Shatner,
Okay.
who is 93 years old, had a documentary coming out. But anyway, he has a new album coming out called Where Will the Animals Sleep? Songs for Kids and Other Things. Comes out May 17th. It's like a record.
Hmm.
That's not the big deal. The big deal is the album cover.
Oh no, is it bad? I'm gonna Google it while you're
It is
talking.
100% AI generated. And like people are going, listen, man, why do you got to be doing A? Because there's so much about AI generated art right now that people are up in arms about.
People are mad about it.
Yeah, people are mad about it.
Oh,
And
it's
somebody's like,
very, you can tell it's AI
yeah.
generated too.
And somebody was like, well, at least the AI knew well enough to hide almost all the hands because they apparently can't do hands well. Like really, you look on there and it might be 1 or 2 hands that like you can't see any hands. That's hilarious. Um,
It's not, it's creepy.
it is creepy looking.
She's a little creepy, Dad.
I agree 100%. I don't know that I would go, I think I want to buy this for my child.
This sounds like a great. And I mean, maybe the bougies are, but who's buying actual records for your children's?
Yeah, nobody's buying records for their children's. But I guess you know that, yeah, I don't know. Is somebody going to buy
Couldn't
it?
be me.
I mean,
Couldn't be me
if I'm
buying
going to
an
spend
actual literal
30 or
record
$40 on a record, it ain't going to be William Shatner's AI generated cover one. That's
where
for
the
darn sure.
animals sleep.
Or yeah, for kids and other living things. I don't know.
AI
So
generated art.
yeah, there was a thing about people. So DC Comics was accused of using AI generated
Really?
art in one of the Batman books.
Did they?
I don't know. It could have been, but
Hmm.
they didn't say yes or no. But and then when they don't come out and say no, it makes you think the
That
answer is
probably
yes.
means
I know.
yes.
Um,
Um, do you remember the kids' TV show that Nathan watched? Yo Gabba Gabba.
Nate didn't watch Yo Gabba Gabba.
It wasn't me. Was it Miriam?
None of us ever watched Yo Gabba Gabba.
Was that too young?
Yeah, that's too
Was
baby.
that
Yeah,
kids I babysat?
probably so.
Well,
Yeah,
it's getting a remake.
really.
They're reviving Yo Gabba Gabba.
Wow.
Nate watched Yo Gabba Gabba. He did
No, he
too.
did not. Huh? No way. I don't remember him watching Yo Gabba Gabba at all.
It was 2000. No, no, he wouldn't have. It was
Yeah,
2007.
I
He's
just
too
know that they
old.
had that DJ. He was at the Lexington Comic Con.
Why do I have memories of this?
I know why, because Leslie
And the
Hall
lies.
was
That's
on
why she was
was
on. I was
Yo
like,
Gabba
I know
Gabba.
Yo Gabba Gabba. It was
That's
because it was
why.
Leslie. Okay, thank you.
Yeah,
Thank you. I was like, Nathan watched
yeah.
that. He
Brings me to
didn't.
LexCon. They've raised their prices on booths,
Again.
so they send us an email and like, okay, if you've been a vendor, go by your booth. So I went the next day to go. I said I liked where I was, and I'll just buy my booth where I was. Do you know? You tell me if you think this was on purpose or not. Do you remember the further down the row where I was on the left was a lady who would made stained glass like window hanging things.
Hmm.
She took my
She
spot.
bought your spot.
Yes.
I dare you to go right across from her.
Do you think she did that on purpose?
100%.
That's what your mom said. Your mom said 100%. I said, I don't know. I'm thinking literally about not doing Lexington next year.
Really?
Yeah. So they've raised booths by $100 a booth. I could get right next to her and an end, but instead of what I paid last year for 1,200, it would be 1,750. That means I'd
That's
have to sell three minis or a medium to make up just that. So
sucks.
I'm thinking about maybe, I don't know. I hear there's an Indiana Comic Con, and I hear that my son-in-law has family lives there.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
They do.
we
We
might,
do.
who knows?
That'd be, I mean,
Hmm.
it's called Gen Con, isn't it?
No, they actually have, there is Gen Con, but that's the world's, I think the largest gaming
Toy. Yeah, it's a game convention.
board game convention or whatever, but they actually have an Indiana Comic Con.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah, it's in March as well.
But yeah, Indiana
Um,
Comic Con or Nashville. Does Nashville not have a Comic Con?
Nashville has a 2 day, and I would have done it this year, but it's the weekend before I go to Heroes Con.
Oh, fair. That's a little bit too
So
much back to back.
yeah. Well, I have to work.
Well, that's
Mm.
stinky.
Are you going to watch Rebel Moon Part 2 just dropped on Netflix?
Oh, I might fast forward just so I can see what happens with
The robot.
the robot. That's the only thing I care about. The only thing I care about is the lore of what happened to this robot while they were off doing
Mm.
shenanigans.
Isn't that
Because
crazy?
he
It comes
started
back, he's
out
got
with
like a flower
he has
thing.
flower crowns and antlers on his head, and I want to know
Yeah.
how that came to be.
Yeah,
I care about it.
that's a
I
little
want
bit
it. Here's what
weirdy.
I want it. I want it to be like cute and sweet. I
Okay.
want a backstory of this cute and sweet little robot man.
No, I'm gonna have to go back and rewatch the first one because I don't even remember.
I'm
I
not
just
going to
remember going,
rewatch the first one.
this ain't great. Rainbow Royale is going to be is going to DC.
For what?
Going to do a Lois Lane story.
Okay.
So I think it's going to be a backup in one of the Superman titles. So, but I just saw that. That was, oh, and we knew it would happen.
Oh no.
Avengers versus Aliens.
Oh,
I mean, there's already a Predator versus Wolverine book out. So
man.
it's going to be a 4 issue miniseries. They didn't tell me when it's going to come out, but it's it's set in the future. So we've got a grittier, older group of Avengers fighting
Oh
the
man.
aliens. You can thank
Oh
the fact
man.
that Disney owns those. So
Oh man.
anywho,
That's
yeah.
silly.
All
Silly
right.
Willy.
Anna, what are you watching, reading, or
Okay.
diddly whatever?
Did you know? You might not because I don't live in your house anymore. Did you know that Taylor Swift
Yes.
has released not one, but
Double
a
album.
double album?
I did know.
Obsessed.
Okay.
We love.
Do you know what the big stink is?
What?
All of the songs that are explicit. Like there's a bazillion that have the explicit tag on them.
There are not a bazillion. There are 11 out of 31, which is
Oh,
35%.
A third. A third. Yes.
And her last album had 17 and there were 7.
Here's the deal. Here's the deal. I don't care. The woman's 40 years old. How old is she?
30 something years old. Let her live.
The problem is all these little girls.
That's not her fault. Don't let your children listen to explicit music.
I agree. I agree. So you don't think she has any?
No, I don't think so. Because Trevin and I were talking about that. I was like, I wouldn't let our kids listen to her newest album. She says cuss words in it.
Yeah.
I would let our kids listen through 1989, like beginning Taylor Swift through 1989, but past 1989, not until you're in high school.
Yeah, she's not a kid's artist.
She's not a kid anymore.
Exactly. And I think that's where it's getting mixed up in it.
Which I think is silly. There's a lot of stuff going around Facebook about it.
Oh, I know. It's social media, man.
Social media. But I love her new stuff. It's so fun. When we came home, Trevin, I'm not going to say it because it would start, but Trevin encouraged our device in the kitchen to play her latest album at a very loud volume.
Oh my
And
gosh.
we
Trevin
danced
like
around,
it?
and Trevin is enjoying that. I enjoy it.
All right,
And
well,
there's a
good.
couple songs that are honestly very good. And I'm like dancing around the kitchen, listening to him, and Trevin in the back room is like, that was a good one. I liked that one.
Do you know what's so funny though? When a new album came out when I was young, we got to hear maybe three songs off the album if we were lucky, because that's all they played on the
On the
radio. That's the
radio.
only place we got music.
Yeah.
Now you get it all.
Hmm.
And you can play, you could stop and play anytime you want. I mean, when we had cassettes,
You had to
man,
rewind.
fast forward, rewind. If you had an 8 track, you couldn't even do that.
Mm.
So yeah.
It's nice. I
Good. I'm
really
glad you
like the
like
new
it.
album. I think
You
it's
are binging
good.
it.
I was binging it. Let me tell you, I've listened to it many, many times on it's on repeat. If anyone was curious of what my favorite songs were, don't worry, I'm pulling up my Spotify app and I'm gonna tell you. I really like My Boy Only Breaks His Favorite Toys.
All right.
Um, I Can Do It With a Broken Heart and So Long London.
Oh, how about I'm rolling in the dough? Did you like that song?
Not
Or that's just her
fan.
motto? I don't know.
I mean, here's the thing. Girlie's making bank
Hey,
and good for her.
no kidding. I
Good
know.
for her.
I know.
Um, but yeah, I've been binging that. Brooklyn Nine-Nine.
Oh,
We've
have you
been
been watching it?
binging. Yeah, we've been binging Brooklyn Nine-Nine.
Had you seen it before?
Yes.
I'd
Not all
never
of
seen
it.
it.
I've seen most of it, but not all of it. So
I
excited
think
to
I'm
watch all of them.
through season one. It's hilarious.
It's something that we were talking about last night is they don't have like it's not Rocky. A lot of the first seasons are like they're trying to get their footing. Like it's like I don't
Really?
know,
I
but
thought it was fine.
then that's what I'm saying. That it's not like they
Yeah.
settle into their characters and who they are to each other very quickly.
Yeah.
It's very funny to me. Um, well, we watched a couple movies. We went and saw Arthur the King, which is the Matt Wahlberg movie,
What's that
about
about?
the soup ultra runner guy who
Oh, about the dog.
with the group with the dog.
Did you
Yeah,
like it?
it was really cute.
Oh, P.S.
Yes.
This made me think of this
Okay.
that you talked about Trevin. Um, there's a Blue Angels documentary coming out on Prime. It's going to be in IMAX
Oh, he
sometime
would
in
love
May,
that.
and it's J.J. Abrams produced it. So
I'll make
yeah,
a note. I wrote
go
it on the
watch the
side.
trailer
Okay, I
because it's
will.
going to be on Prime. I think May 23rd, but I think it comes out in IMAX like the first or second week of May.
Okay.
So yeah,
I'll make a look. I'll make a note and
yeah, he'll love that.
but Arthur the King was cute. It was really
Good,
cute.
and it's
A
based
lot
on a
of
true story.
based on a true story. A lot of people don't like watching movies like that because they're like worried about peril for dogs. It has a happy ending.
Yeah, it has a happy ending.
It's a very sweet movie. Trevin was really excited. He wanted to see Mark, is it Mark or Matt? Mark
Mark
Wahlberg.
Wahlberg.
He wanted
Mark.
Mark Wahlberg to be Mark Wahlberg for a second. And there's a time when he's really angry about being separated from the dog. And
Hmm.
he pops into his regular accent because he's like really
The
angry. And
Boston.
Trevin went, this is great. Like he
Yeah, that's
started like
great.
laughing
That's
about
hilarious.
Mark Wahlberg sounding like Mark Wahlberg. And I
Yeah.
finally watched Damsel.
What's
I'd wanted
Damsel?
to watch I told you about
Oh,
the
is that the
Netflix
one about
movie
the? Yes.
that I really wanted to watch. Damsel with
Yeah.
Millie Bobby Brown and the dragon. I watched it.
Did you like it?
It was good.
What
I
was it
liked it.
rated?
PG-13.
Okay.
Peril,
Mm-hmm.
dragons, uh, peril, and
Peril,
dragons.
dragons, peril, and
And
dragons.
dragons. And I've been reading a lot of werewolf books.
Are you
We're going
serious?
right back. We're
That's
rolling it
hilarious.
back
That's
to
terrible.
2010,
You get
ladies
the
and
Twilight
gentlemen.
movies coming out soon.
There was a new book by Allie Hazelwood named Bride that I read, and it was very good.
Did you ever watch Let Don't or is it Let the Right One In? Don't Let the Right One In or something?
Mm-mm.
Well, it's about it's a vampire, but it's like the vampire's like a young girl. But
Spooky.
it is spooky, but if you watch it, watch the original, which is in like
The
Norwegian.
2008 Swedish romantic horror film.
Blam. Good
A
movie.
sensitive, bullied 12-year-old boy living with his mother in suburban Sweden meets his new neighbor, the mysterious and moody Ellie.
That's it. It's good. It's gruesome, but it's a good one.
I probably am
Yep.
not going to watch it because I like not that.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
But
So
I'm glad to know that,
it's hilarious.
yeah, we're vibing it back to 2010, ladies and gentlemen. All I need to do is pull out my Twilight movies that I have on DVD and sing. Ha, 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 ha.
Gosh,
That's the Twilight music. You're
that's
welcome.
hilarious. Do you remember when we did when Chris and I did the races
Yeah,
and
I
we
remember all of it.
off to tell who won the thing, and mine said Team Jacob and his said
It said Team Edward.
Edward.
I do remember that. And they had like hearts
Can
around the
you believe we
names.
bought two shirts just for that to
I
never
do,
wear again?
of course I believe that.
To never wear again.
The amount of like wigs and spray painted shoes and strange clothing that you borrowed, made, or bought
Yeah, it's
for the
crazy, isn't it?
races.
It's funny.
Iconic.
I have been reading some stuff on Hoopla. Um, I've been reading Fantastic Four Life Story, which is a
Mm,
6 issue comic, was written a couple years ago, and it follows um, the Fantastic Four as if they really aged from the
mm.
60s
You told
through
me
to the
about this.
2000s. So, interesting enough, on 4/4, Marvel
Hey,
tweeted a Fantastic Four day.
you
Uh,
showed me. We looked at the picture and talked about it.
Did we really?
Yeah.
About how you could go and then you flip to something different?
No.
No, I didn't show you. This was something different.
Oh, okay.
So maybe it wasn't 4/4. It was on a different day then. Anyway, they tweeted something out and you could click on it to go to a page and it said it was a 404 error. Something wasn't there. Couldn't, and it had their little robot Herbie on the screen. But if you zoomed in and scanned the QR code, it took you to something else and it talked about reading material for the upcoming movie. And they talk about Fantastic Four life story 1 through 6.
Mm,
So I read that. Yeah. I'm also been reading League of Extraordinary Gentlemen, the
mm,
second volume. And it deals with uh, John Carter of Mars
mm,
fighting a war. And what happens is the Martians that they're fighting find out that he's from Earth. So they send the Martians to attack Earth, which is why we had the War of the Worlds because of John Carter. So that's
Dag
where this,
nabbit, John Carter.
I know, Bassoon.
We love
Bassoon.
John Carter of Mars,
Ooh,
though.
everybody should watch that movie.
Classic.
Um,
William Defoe.
yeah, Tars Tarkas.
William Defoe just being in that movie randomly.
That's hilarious. Yeah.
Hysterical.
Um, I do you want to guess what 3 movies I've watched while finishing up a mosaic?
I know what three movies you've watched.
What have I watched, Hannah?
You, sir, have watched the extended editions of Lord of the Rings, Fellowship of the
Fellowship,
Ring.
the Two Towers, the Return of the King. The fact that Return of the King won all the awards, I get it, but Fellowship, I can watch that over and over and over and over and over and over and over
Well,
again. More
it's a
so,
very good beginning.
it's a great beginning. Yeah.
To
I almost
me,
texted you last night. You know what I almost texted you?
I know what you almost.
What
Where
did I
was
almost text?
Gondor when the Westfold fell?
I almost texted, where
Shut
was
up.
Gondor when the Westfold fell?
You shut up.
But
I
I
don't know
didn't.
how that has become an inside. I don't remember the context, but the fact that that is an inside joke between me and you makes me very happy.
Yeah, I almost texted you because I
I'm
was
so
watching it.
dad.
I should have, yeah.
You should have.
And you would have known. Well, I know where he is.
Where was Gondor when
Helm's
the
Deep.
Westfold
Helm's Deep is
fell?
coming. They're going to Helm's Deep. Aragorn's getting ready to eat that terrible soup. Nasty soup. Anywho, yeah.
Nasty soup.
Um, I don't know. I tell you what I've been trying to watch. So Disney has redid the X-Men animated series, and everyone is like saying it's amazing.
Really?
So I started watching it from the beginning because I've never watched it. So I'm about halfway through season
Are
one.
you liking it?
It's okay. I mean, it's a cartoon. It's fine. I'm not, it's just hard for me to like stuff like that.
Yeah.
I'd rather just rewatch movies I've already seen.
Mood.
I also started Fall Fallout.
I've heard that that's very good.
Well, I literally started the first um show and I had to turn it off. So I only got to the place right where
Mm.
the bombs drop and I had to turn it off. So that's like literally the first 15 minutes of the first season of the first show. And I mean, I liked it so far, but there you
I've
go.
heard that Fallout's really good. I've heard Halo is really good.
I've heard that too. I haven't watched it.
I haven't watched it either. I
Yeah.
really want to watch the Ungentlemanly Warfare movie
Where is
and
that?
The Fall Guy.
I want to see Fall Guy too.
Ungentlemanly Warfare is World War II, Henry Cavill,
Yes.
and the guy who played Reacher.
Alan Richardson.
Yeah. I want to
Richkin. I
watch
don't know
that.
him. All
I
right.
want to
Awesome.
watch them pretend to be British. Henry
Very,
Cavill is actually British?
I don't know. I don't know what he is. I thought he was from Krypton.
Ooh.
Anywho,
Except he has a mustache when he played that guy in Mission Impossible.
yeah. And then he looked like this
He
in
made
the
me
Schneider
look
cut.
very silly in the Snyder Cut.
Should have just
Be-
given him a. They should have just given him a beard.
Give him a
Superman
beard.
with a beard.
Give him a beard.
Okay.
Because he was contractually obligated to keep the
I
mustache for Mission
know.
Impossible.
Crazy pants.
Funny.
All right. Well, that's it. I'm sure I'll think of something else when we talk, but that's all I got.
That's all I got too.
Well, let's just
Nick,
dive into my pull list, huh?
pull list. Pull list. Dad, what is a pull list?
A pull list is a list of comics, an ever-changing list. I've dropped some stuff, got them off. I'm not getting as many books. I noticed that, which is good. It's a list of comics that you give your retailer, your LCS, local comic shop, say, "Hey, I'd like these books. Can you pull these books for me?" And they make sure they're in your file.
They say, we would
Um,
love to do that for you and we will order them.
actually, one of the books that's on my list today, was not in my pull list, but I picked it up and it's now in my pull list.
We went to a comic book shop with Nate. We were visiting
Did you like
Seymour.
it?
It was fun.
Yeah.
Trev got an entire run of a Buffy comic.
Oh, cool. Good for him.
Yeah.
All right. Well, let's just dive into it. So I usually pick
Dive
one
in.
Marvel, one DC, one independent, a new number one, and a book of the week.
Woo!
So we haven't talked for about 3 weeks, so I have
It's been a
plenty to choose
minute.
from. So I'm going to go into my DC comic, which is actually two books. It's Action Comics 1054 and Superman comic 13. And if you follow us on Facebook, and if I ever post it on,
Oh no,
it's a
that's
combo
sick.
cover. You put the two
Sick,
together and it makes a
sick,
combo.
sick, sick.
So this is the start of the House of Brainiac. So Brainiac is captured the all the Supermen except for Superman himself, and he used a army of a character that, unless you're a comic book character fan, you probably wouldn't know who it is, named Lobo.
You've told me we've talked about Lobo.
Lobo is literally Space Wolverine.
Space Wolverine.
And
Space Wolverine.
he is the last Caesarian. That's his race because he killed them all. He's the last one.
He's a bad Space Wolverine.
He's funny. He's like Deadpool Space Wolverine. That's what he is. Okay?
We love Deadpool Space Wolverine.
Yeah, that's who it is. And but what happened is Brainiac. Do you ever know that there was like a bottled Krypton city? Like Superman has a city of Krypton that had been shrunk down in a
No.
bottle. It's called the city of Kandar. Yeah,
If
it's been around
I could
forever.
keep Krypton in a bottle.
Oh gosh, that's great. So apparently Brainiac had a city of Lobos, and he released them all on Goth on Metropolis. And so they now have to go. Superman's got to get Lobo to help him beat the Lobos and find out what Brainiac's doing. This is really good. It's fun story. So worth picking up. There were some really good DC books.
Hmm.
Wonder Woman number 8 or 9 that just came out. She's held in the lasso of lies. The interesting thing about it is how it's like completely the author, who's Tom King, who I love, uses scripture inappropriately.
Yeah,
He
people do that.
exactly, and he talks about it in there, but he uses scripture to basically put Wonder Woman in her place, like make her a housewife of the 50s, that like
Mm.
women should know their place. It's really, really, there's a lot to be talked about spiritually for sure. But anyway, I thought about doing that, but I didn't.
Hmm.
My Marvel book is Roxxon Presents Thor #1.
How do I spell Roxxon?
Two X's, Roxxon. Roxxon is a fictional company that's like a huge oil company that is just super
Oh
greedy and wants to
no.
burn down the planet. Well, one of the villains owns Roxxon, basically. He's like a big minotaur. And what they've realized is they purchased the company that owns the rights to Thor comics. So they can create their own Thor book and change the narrative of who Thor really is.
Oh
So
man.
the Enchantress, the Executioner, they're all working together to basically drain Thor's power by changing the way the world perceives who Thor is.
Mm.
Because they are saying that gods receive some of their power by what people think of them. It's interesting, but so that's how but they make their own comic. It's hilarious.
He's got
It
a giant
is,
T on his chest.
yes, and how it's just so funny.
And his
I mean,
his hammer has Roxxon on it.
yeah, everything's a logo and everything.
Everything's branded.
Yes,
Hysterical.
and what he does and how he wants to be super popular and how he has to fight the woke environmentalists and all this kind of stuff. And
So
yeah, so
silly.
it was silly, but it was a good read, good read.
I'm so
Mm,
that's so cool. It's an interesting it's like McDonald's doing McDonald's
Yeah, yeah, but
type of vibe.
sort of. But this is definitely satire.
Yeah, of course.
It's supposed to be, and it's written by Ewing, which is great. Al Ewing is
Satire Thor
fantastic.
we love.
My independent is from Image Comics.
Woo, we
It is
love.
it is called Redcoat #1.
I saw Red Coat of the comic book. It looked cool.
So this is part of the Ghost Machine imprint, which was Geiger, um, the Junkyard Joe.
Yes.
These are all the unnamed fighters in the unnamed war. Well, this is Redcoat, who literally is a British
A
soldier
soldier.
who gets immortality by accident. They were trying to give immortality to Benjamin Franklin, and the Redcoat falls into it, and he ends up getting immortality. And it's really good. It ends with a young Albert Einstein and him coming together to do something. So, um, yeah, it's a good book.
Silly.
So my new #1,
Yes, yes, yes. Which is if anyone is interested in going and starting something.
yeah.
You've listed a couple #1s here though.
Well, actually, Redcoat, Thor, and the Superman thing, even though they weren't #1, it's the beginning of a storyline. It's a good place to hook up.
Any of these, but this
Yeah,
specifically is
is
where is your number
yeah
one. Your
is
new
my
#1, not
new
your
number
book of the
one.
week.
No, no. Um, this is called Uncanny Valley by Boom Studios. We love Boom Studios.
We do.
This is very interesting. This has a sort of chosen one meets uh Who Framed Roger Rabbit. there's this young boy who's new in this school, and literally his classmates go, "Hey, let's go jump off this bridge. It's not very far. We'll see who's real man enough or whatever."
Oh
So they
man.
all three jump off. Two of them break their like ankles or a wrist. He falls off, but if you don't catch it really close, you look and he like, do you know like when Wile E. Coyote falls and he makes
It
that
goes
big huge imprint of where he
splat.
is? No, but he like goes through and you can see like,
Yee! And just goes down, 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 down.
yes. Well, that's him. He comes out and he's standing out of his imprint of himself and he was okay. So the teacher then brings a mom in for a parent conference because this is his third offense. He literally he was in trouble for arson in
Uh-oh.
school because one of his friend's parents had these super hot peppers and he ate them and they got so hot and he like started getting his like smoke started coming out of his ears.
Oh.
So he basically breathed fire like a cartoon would. And then he got in trouble in shop because he hit his thumb with a hammer and he like it went got and he bounced off the walls literally. So
Okay.
so what happens is his mom is like um the kid doesn't know who he is or what he is, and then their house gets attacked by these birds. Something's happening. Her dad shows up who literally looks like a cartoon
I was
Yosemite
gonna say he
Sam,
looks like Wile E. Coyote. He looks like
like Yosemite Sam.
yeah.
Yeah. So the mom and son are human, and the dad is a cartoon.
Yes.
So
I was gonna say the art looks interesting.
it is because it's going back and forth between definitely you could tell this is animation, and the other is just like a regular comic book. But some
So
is
his superpower is being a Looney Tune.
yeah, but the little boy doesn't realize it. So there's something going on. Like so, it's very interesting. I think it was fun. It looks fun. I'm gonna follow it. It's only gonna be like
Cool.
five issues. So yeah.
Fun. That's a
All right.
blast.
So my
Book
book of the
of the
week.
week. Book of the week. Here can it go? It's the book of the
This
week.
is Nightwing issue 113
You and Nightwing, Dad.
or legacy number 300,
Ooh, okay. So Legacy 300, but the other one is what?
113.
DC.
So here's my only beef with this book is we have a new artist and it's the same artist that did Seven Secrets and it's so hard for me to read her art.
Because it's
And
fuzzy.
yeah, well, no, I don't know. It's got sort of an anime feel to it. But the stories are so good. So you got to love them.
Seven
Um
Secrets is excellent.
I know it was excellent that whole entire thing. So what happens is Dick Grayson gets an award for all that he's done for Bloodhaven. But it actually ends up being him and Barbara Gordon. They both get the award because they're a couple, you know, Batwoman and Nightwing are a couple. Um, and it's about all of his friends coming to cheer him on. And even Damien is there cheering him on. Do you know what you're supposed to say whenever time somebody says Damien?
Mm-mm.
Damien's the worst. So
Damien's
everybody
the
else,
worst.
you know. So, um,
Ugh,
but
the
what I loved
worst.
most about this was he um buys uh pizza for everyone, anyone who wants it, for the homeless shelter or whatever.
Mm,
And the place that they go to, it's already been in one of the books. It's called Marv and George. Marv Wolfman and George Perez were the creative team that made him Nightwing, that he went from
okay. So we
Robin to
feel
Nightwing.
good.
Huh?
We feel good about this.
Yes. Well, George Perez passed last year, the artist.
Oh,
George Perez drew the first comic book I ever got, Teen Titans issue 1.
that's so
I
cool.
love George Perez's art. It's fantastic. But the interesting thing is that Nightwing goes into the pizza place and it's literally Marv Wolfman is the owner. And there's so much that he talks about it. And it's like, Nightwing's thanks for for doing this, Marv. It's Marv Wolfman. I can only imagine how hard it is to cook. How many pies did you have to bake on notice? He said, um, 56. But for you, we'd have made triple that. You've done so much for the city, Dick. So much for all these people. How many of them were once homeless until you built the state of the art shelters? And
Mm.
there's a picture of George Perez in the back behind him while he's talking.
Mm.
Um, he
It's a
says,
beautiful
then he
tribute.
talks about this, and then at the end, he says, uh, he talks about Alfred. They talk about Alfred, the city. He said, "I'm so proud of everything you've done, Dick," and George was too. It's just so sweet to
Mm.
bring this all back. Um, yeah, with the Marv Wolfman and George Perez thing at the end was what it was worth the book,
That's
especially
gentle.
for an old fart like me, because I get it. It some people wouldn't, but yeah,
Well,
that's it.
it's a beautiful tribute and a way to honor someone that was so pivotal.
And I wonder what issue of Teen Titans did he become Nightwing in?
What if it was 13? That'd be cool.
No, what if it was 56?
Oh, yep.
Well, I'm not looking it up, so
I will.
you're
When
hilarious.
did Nightwing become
First appearance, 38, so it wasn't 56. I wonder what 56 meant. There's no, that's not it. Um, Dick Grayson first comes
Dick?
in Batman 30 hit 38. But what issue in Titans?
Issue 44.
44. Okay. I thought it was in the 40s. So
Created by Marv Wolfman and George Perez, Dick Grayson first suited up as Nightwing in issue 44 of the Teen Titans.
I have that book, BT Dubs.
That's cool.
It's a huge thing at the top. All right. So we've been just jibber jabbering for a
Teen
while. We haven't
Titans.
even gotten to the movie yet.
Well, it's been a
So
minute.
Hannah and I watched Argyle on Apple, which, by the way, I just stopped my Apple subscription. I got it till May 6th.
I know, which is why we're talking about this now,
Yeah.
because I also used your Apple subscription to watch this
It is PG
movie.
13. It was out in the movies. I really wanted to go see it. And I'm here to tell you right now, I had fun. This was a fun movie for me.
Here's what I any Marv production, it should just be an auto watch for me.
Yeah, I got you. I
Anything
don't
that's
know.
by
I didn't
Marv.
like the second Kingsman movie
Oh,
or
I did.
no, I like the second Kingsman movie. I didn't like the Kingsman movie.
Oh, I like the King's Man.
It was weird with the dude, the Russian dude.
Yeah, it was supposed to. You were not supposed to like Rasputin.
Well, oh, no, what's that song?
No. Oh, okay. It's solidified. They did Stardust.
Oh,
Matthew
the Neil,
Vaughn
the
did
Neil,
Stardust. He was the
the Neil
director of
Gaiman.
Stardust.
So what Neil Gaiman wrote that, didn't he?
I don't know the answer to that question.
I think so. I think I read the book before they made the movie.
I think here's what it is. I think I just really like Matthew Vaughn.
Okay, I get you.
I think
All
he's
right,
a
that
cool
could be it.
director.
Yeah. So, Argyle is a movie about a writer
Mm-hmm.
who writes spy novels, but somehow everything she writes comes true
Mm-hmm.
until you learn the real story. Um, which,
Let's spoil it because we
well,
can't
yeah,
talk about it without
I
spoiling
know.
it.
So the real deal is she really is the spy, and
Mm-hmm.
she is Argyle.
Mm-hmm. I thought
Um,
that was so clever. I was watching this I was watching this by myself, and I just kept going.
wait, Trevin, he would have loved that movie.
He's playing a new video game.
Gotcha.
And I was like, Trevin. And I was kept screaming about the twist. And he's like, are you okay? I was like, it's twisting one way, and then it's twisting another way, and then it did something else. And he had me explain the movie to him on the way to go get Chinese food. And I explained it very, very poorly, but very
It's hard to
quickly.
explain
It's
because there's so much
like
happens and
this
it's long.
movie.
It's a long movie.
It's 2 hours, couple hours.
I've watched it twice.
Okay.
I watched it again. Um,
Ellie
so
Conway is a spy novelist. She has just released a book. Her mom is like, "Okay, you're having some writer's block. We need to figure out how your next
how
book
your next
ends.
book
Can't
ends.
end on a cliffhanger. This is a cop out. Come visit. We'll work on it."
The
She's
cool thing
afraid.
is that she has figures. She has people she has she visualizes who these people are. And
Mm-hmm.
Argyle is played by Henry Cavill, and
Mm-hmm.
the other guy who helps her is John
John
Cena.
Cena.
And then they have like a tech woman who's in it for a short period of time till she's
Mm-hmm.
shot. But
Bang.
um so go ahead, keep going. So
And so
she
she gets on this train to
to
go
go
visit
to
her
her mom.
mom,
Hmm.
and a homeless looking man sits down in front of her.
Who is Sam
And
Rockwell, who is fantastic in this movie.
Sam Rockwell is very funny in movies like this. Have you
Mhm.
seen him in Mr. Right?
No.
I love that movie.
Okay.
It's garbage.
Did you watch Moon, where it's just him in it the whole entire time?
No.
Oh, it's good. It's
He's
really good.
he's very funny as the bad guy in the second Iron Man, even though the
Yeah.
second Iron Man is
This sort of was serious. This movie was sort of serious. Moon.
ah
Oh,
Moon was. Oh, I thought you were saying Argyle was serious, and I was like,
no,
Dad.
Argyle wasn't. No, Argyle was a fun movie, and it was silly in some spots. Absolutely ridiculously silly.
It's a Matthew Vaughn Marv
Yes.
movie.
Yeah. So anyway, this homeless guy says,
It's like,
I'm, go ahead. You go
you
ahead.
go, you go, you go.
I'm into espionage. She goes, what? He goes, yeah, like spies, but I am a real fan of your novels. But this next guy that comes up isn't a fan, like anybody else on this train.
And they're all here to get you. And she's
Yeah.
like,
So
what?
when
And
I give you the signal, you need to give me a bear hug, like the biggest, beariest hug or something. I don't know the term was it. It was really funny, but it was like bear huggiest of you've ever done.
yeah,
So and while this is all going on, she has a cat in a backpack
yes.
who's
Well,
named Alfie.
there is apparently it was originally based off of a book or
Right.
like a script. And
Hmm.
there's tea or speculation that Taylor Swift wrote this under a pen name.
What?
That was going around the internet when it first came out.
That ain't true.
Hmm? Okay.
Well, it ain't true. I guarantee it.
I think it's just the
Okay.
cat in the backpack because she
Mm,
carries her cat in a backpack like that.
that's funny. Yeah. It could be a nod to
Um,
her too, though. But anyway,
so they escape the train, and the entire time it's very cleverly shot. It's going back and forth between what's actually happening and her seeing Argyle engage in these
the character,
activities,
yeah,
the character that
Henry
she's made up in her
Cavill,
head.
yes, she
It's
sees
just
him. She talks to him. He talks to her.
there, it's very, he's like winking at her. It's like very
Yeah.
clever, very cleverly done. They fly to Europe.
Because what's happened in her book is all true. It has all
Yes.
happened.
The
And
division needs the master key.
the good spy agency, you come to find out, is not good. And someone has made a copy of all the things that incriminate them, this master file, and they have to get that in order to bring down the spy agency
Mm-hmm,
that everybody
mm-hmm,
thinks is
mm-hmm.
good. And you come to find out that Argyle is really Ellie Conway. The author is really the spy, and that her
Mm-hmm.
books or novelizations have been her basically
Truths.
retelling her life as a spy
Processing like
because
repressed
she's been
memories.
brainwashed by the head psychologist
Who she thinks is her mom.
and the head of division who she thinks is her dad.
When the dad
I
walked
thought
in
it
and it
really
was the
was
head
her
of the
dad. I
division,
thought,
I did too. I was like, it's her dad.
and
And
then you're like,
then
oh no, it's not her dad.
and
They
then very
brainwashed
quickly I
her.
was like, oh no, but who's she? I did not see her character is Rachel Kyle.
Yes,
R.
R.
Kyle,
Kyle.
R. Guile. I thought that
Yeah,
was so clever.
it was so
I thought
dumb.
that was so clever. Trevin went, that is so dumb.
Yeah, it
And I was
is
like, I thought it
100%.
was so cool. I
Yeah,
was like, that's so cool. And so shenanigans ensue as, is she a bad guy?
is he a
Is
bad
she a
guy? Is
is
Sam Rockwell a
he
bad guy? But they
who
did the whirly bird.
are they a double? Is she a double agent?
That
Is she
whirly bird
pulling
thing's
a
hilarious.
so silly.
Do you know what my favorite part of this whole
So
movie
silly.
was?
What?
Just guess.
Please say it was not the ice skating on the oil.
No, the ice skating on the oil, I thought it was dumber than a box of
That was
rocks.
so dumb. Okay, thank you.
No, it's them going busting out with their gas masks on and just shooting
And
up
the
everybody
dancing,
and
it's
the
hysterical.
dancing and the hearts and
So
her
funny.
doing the whirly bird, and yeah,
They're
it's so
they're
good.
like dancing and shooting it
Hmm.
up and
Yes,
mm,
that was my favorite part. That and also him trying to tell her how to step on somebody's skull.
twist and crunch.
Twist, yeah, yeah.
So silly, but had a good ending.
Had
She
had a lot of people from the Kingsman movies. Samuel L. Jackson, the girl, the Keeper of Secrets was
okay,
the girl with. Go ahead.
I've pulled the plot up. Did you watch the middle credit scene?
I didn't know there was a
I
credit
didn't know
scene.
there was a mid credit scene.
No, I have to go watch it before
Can
we
I
lose our
read it to
stuff.
you?
Yeah, go ahead.
In a mid credit scene taking place 20 years earlier, a young Argyle is revealed to be a Kingsman agent, with the first novel being based on his life.
Huh. So I have
I
to
don't
go
know what
back
that
and watch
means.
it. Yeah, I'll have to go watch it. Anywho, don't be looking at it now.
Okay. I won't.
Stop
I'm
it.
just going to Google
Stop
it
it.
so that I can watch it.
I know. I'll watch it. Well, I'll just pull it up on my iPad. You
Yeah,
can't
that's
do
what I'm
that.
going to say. I'm going to pull it up. I can't pull it up on
Watch it.
my iPad. I
Watch
have
it
to go on.
illegally.
I'm going to Google it.
All right.
But I thought it was really cute. I thought it was really funny. I laughed a lot.
It was
It was it
PG-13. It
was twisty and turny.
Let me tell
It
you
was
what.
redonkulous.
Your mom surprised the fire out of me
What, did she enjoy it?
because when at the end the psychiatrist, psychologist, whatever she is, I don't know, head of the psi division,
Catherine
she
O'Hara.
yeah, hilarious. She turns the music box to and then chants like 6 words, and then
Is like
Ellie
hypnotized her.
Ellie Conway then hops back into doing her bidding, and your mom goes, "Well, that's very Winter Soldiery like, isn't it?" And I went, "What did you just say?"
It is.
She
Look
goes,
at
"Yeah,
her.
look at me. Did you hear what I have to?" She goes, "I have to claim those moments when they happen."
Well, she got one, man. Good for
Which, by the
her.
way, your mom and Aunt Lori and Aunt Shannon are
Hmm.
all being extras in The Chosen
At The
this week.
Chosen, we might see Miss Kathy Turner.
Who knows?
That's so cool. I love
I
her little
know.
updates of her outfits.
Yeah, it's so funny.
I think it's so fun.
It
It's so
is.
sweet for them to
Yep.
do that for Aunt
Out
Lori
in
because she
Utah, it's
loves
gorgeous out
it.
there. I know.
Loves it.
All right. Well,
Right
that's all I
on.
got.
Same. That's all I got.
All right. Well,
Roll
Hannah,
it
I've
up.
loved having fun.
Yeah,
But we need to read a comic for next week.
I'm down.
All right.
I'll look and let you know. And
Okay.
we will decide a comic.
I'll get my Fantastic Four life story out and I'll send it to you and we can read it and talk about it.
Can you actually send it to me?
No, it'll be whenever I see you next.
Oh, okay.
Who knows when that'll be.
Yeah. I
So
was gonna
anyway,
say, because I only get 6 downloads on Hoopla and they're all audiobooks
I know
because
you
I
phone
drive so
knocker.
much.
Oh, that's good. It's
Um,
good for you.
okay, friends. Thanks
Family,
for hanging out with
countrymen,
us. Countrymen.
lend
The
us your
6 HBO
ears.
execs.
Yeah. And Apple, if you give us a deal, I'll re-download it. I mean,
Thank you.
I'm not above groveling or taking free things.
I'm not above a bribe, he
No,
says.
absolutely.
Friends, thank you so much for hanging out with us on our little corner of the internet. We are so glad for you all to be here today. Hey, our art is made by Nate. He made that in Microsoft Paint. Thanks for doing that for us, bud. Our
Yep.
music is created,
Brockwell.
composed, performed by Brockwell Nason. You can check him out anywhere you listen to music. Dad does our YouTube. I do our podcast, and we are thankful for you.
That's right. We don't take this job lightly. We take it super lightly. There's easy
Oh
which is
no, oh
why
no,
we
I'm being attacked.
which
Sorry.
is which is why we I might be only like have like 20 episodes to upload to YouTube. So what if I get them all done before Hannah
Oopsies.
gets all of hers
Oh,
done?
stop,
All right.
Dad.
Anyway, we're thankful for you guys, but we
Yes.
do it because we love each other.
Mhm.
And until then, next time we will
Catch you
catch you
on the
on the
flippity
flippity flop.
flop. Bye,
Bye,
sweet
guys.
friends. And our internet, seeing our faces, pals. Thanks for hanging.
Bye, folks.
Bye.